Hello everyone, welcome to another weekly wing tips video, and this week we're going to talk about something a bit different. We're going to talk about how to catch or how to choose the best wave. Just a technique which might help you in some scenarios. Now quite often when you're out on the water you don't just have a single height wave with a single period. You often have a combination of multiple waves of different heights and different periods, possibly even travelling in slightly different directions. And one mistake you can make when you've got multiple waves like this is just to go for the biggest one. Now quite often that is a perfectly good tactic and it works well. But when you've got multiple waves overlapping, sometimes it's not the best choice. I've got some footage here which I'll show you now. Now here at the point of me taking off, I'm catching the biggest wave. Everything seems to be going well initially until I start catching up with a slower wave in front of me. And as you see, I get hung up and that's the end of my ride. What you can do instead is if you can kind of identify this in advance, and in the video I've showed here, it's very, very difficult to show it in advance, but it does really show the problem very, very well. So this is why I've chosen that footage. You can actually choose the wave in front and take advantage of the fact of these two waves will combine in future and you'll get a much, much better ride out of it. I'm going to go to the science bit and I'll kind of show this in a bit more detail. So over we go. So here we are, we're going to stare at some sine waves. So we have the bigger, longer period wave in orange. We've got the smaller, lower period wave in red, and in blue what happens when we add those two together. So at the point of me taking off, I see this nice big looking wave here. So I'm getting ready to kind of ride down it here. But as time progresses, if I change this red one and move it along, as you can see, it's starting to get less steep and we're starting to get this bump in the middle of the wave. And as we proceed further, we get to this point, where there's kind of like a trough at the top, and then the best part of the wave is really down here. And I'm unable to kind of escape over the top of here and get down here to ride this wave. Now when the waves are close to shore and smaller, quite often you can get over the top of this and ride it perfectly fine, but when they're out further and bigger, usually you can't get over here. So if we go back instead, so instead of riding this one, we choose to basically start riding this one, and as time progresses, you can see this wave just getting steeper and steeper and steeper, up until this point here where it's kind of at its maximum, and you'd hopefully get a really good ride here. But then kind of as time progresses further, it's starting to kind of the same things happening again. So maybe by this time you found somewhere else, you've gone further down the line, hopefully things have changed a bit. But by riding this smaller wave to start with, in some circumstances you can get a much, much better ride indeed. Anyway, that's something to maybe try out next time you're out, if you've got this kind of circumstance. Sometimes it's much, much more obvious than others, and you can really, really benefit from this. It's something at least to keep in mind. So that's it for another week. I hope you found this useful. I will see you later. Bye.